Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Nick Tan Chats, my magic and mostly mentalism review show. My name is Nick Tan, and on today's episode, I'll be chatting with you guys about Impress, released by Kevin Lee with Hanson Chien production. So hi again guys, welcome back to the channel, and as always, thanks for showing up, thanks for tuning in, and for spending some time with me today. So in today's episode, I'll be chatting with you guys about a product that is called Impress. Alright, now I didn't know about this product beforehand. Previously, I had no idea about this product. This was actually shipped to me from Hanson Chien. Hanson actually was going to ship to me a copy of Pearl Lee's Color Scope, alright, which I reviewed on a previous episode. And he really kindly, along with Color Scope, shipped this copy of Impress as well. Alright, so I thought, I would just chat about it on this show. So what is Impress? Alright, so Impress is kind of like, I guess I could describe it as a kind of blister effect, the kind of effect where a blister appears on your skin. Previously, I don't know, in the early 2000s, I suppose, when I was still working quite actively as a close-up magician, alright, a mingling restaurant or a pre-dinner kind of a magician, I was using an effect at the time called pyroperception. I'm not sure if many of you out there know about it or you're still using it. So similarly to Impress, alright, the effect is as follows, right? A spectator chooses a playing card, alright, and then you bring out a lighter, and once the lighter is lit, okay, from you kind of pluck the flame, from the lighter just like that, and you kind of wince in pain, okay, and then subsequently you show that on your fingers there are like blisters, alright, which would tell the spectator the name of their playing card. So the images of a number as well as a suit will be burned in the form of a blister on your skin. So that was an effect I used to perform quite a lot. The method was quite convenient. It was really practical as well, and so I did actually get to use pyroperception quite a lot in those days. Also, at that point in time, since I was carrying around a lighter, I also used another effect at that point called wiregram, I think, Some of you probably will know the effect, right? It's a length of wire, and once you heat it with a flame, it will kind of, change and form into the name of playing card. That one was really visual as well. I really enjoyed performing that alongside pyroperception. But as time went on, the lesser close-up magic gigs I did, and also I don't carry a lighter with me anymore, because I don't smoke anymore, regularly. Yeah, lighters, not commonplace anymore on my EDC, I suppose, and so it's not an effect that I would, see myself performing. And even then, even if I were to still be carrying a lighter around, alright, I think there are many venues nowadays that kind of frown upon the use of fire. Yeah, not many opportunities present themselves for me to use fire at this point in time. So anyway, let's get down to Impress. Okay, so what kind of impressed me? So what really kind of impressed me, okay, about Impress is that it is a blister kind of effect that does not use fire. Alright, so there's no like flame in use at all. You still get the same kind of an effect, okay, but it's safe, right? There's no fire involved. Also, it is unique in the sense that it is that of a kind of a blister or an impression on the skin changing into something else, okay? That part of the effect, I think it's not kind of stressed enough, I think. Many times, from what I've read about the effect, people just say that, the name of a playing card appears on the skin, right? That kind of a thing. But I think some overlook, the fact that the effect, okay, is that of an impression changing into something else, okay? So here's what happens in the effect. You have a Sharpie, you remove the cap of the Sharpie, and there's the circular base of the cap, right, of the Sharpie. You press it onto your skin, okay, or, on the spectator's forearm, okay, the skin of their forearm, that will leave a circular kind of an impression. At that point, you have them cover up that circle, and then you have them select a playing card. So let's say they select, I don't know, the 8 of diamonds, let's say, and then after some byplay, they remove their hand and they see that the circle, the impression that's on their hand, now has changed into the 8 of diamonds, right? So the impression of the playing cards, the name of the playing card is now on their skin. So that is just one of the effects that is possible with Impress, okay? In fact, there are a total of like 5 effects. Well, I mean, 4 effects, I suppose, but they are like 2 playing card reveals, and I'll tell you what you get in the package right now. What do you get when you purchase Impress? Well, it comes in this kind of a hard shell magnetic clasp box, all right, produced by Hanson Chien production. So, you know, I've got quite a number of Hanson Chien products up to this point, right? Obviously, previously I've got a color scope, but earlier than that, I've also got things like Sonic Dice, Omamori, Cyrix as well, you know, and his packaging is always really lovely. Inside the box there'll be the QR code, okay, a link to the tutorial video, and then you'll get the stuff, okay, that is inside. So I mean, you will get a Sharpie, okay, a regular Sharpie, and then along with the Sharpie as well, you'll receive a total of 5 of the gimmicks, all right, that will enable you to perform the different versions of Impress. So 2 of the gimmicks, all right, are actually playing card reveals, all right. One is the 7 of hearts, the second one is the 8 of diamonds, so that kind of gives you a bit of flexibility there. And then the other 3, all right, they are different altogether. One of them is kind of like a pair of rings, like linked together, okay. And then there is a crescent moon, and there's also a smiley face, kind of a gaff as well, all right. So those are also taught, all right, the usage and the routining, they are also taught in the tutorial videos. So in the tutorial video, all right, you will have a performance, all right, a full performance of the card reveal by the incomparable Liu Chen, all right. Also after that, Kevin Lee will step in. He will give you an introduction to the effect, the history of the effect as well, and he'll take you through some really simple card moves that will enable you to perform with the card reveals. Sean Chow will also give you some performances of his own effects using Impress as well. And then Sean and Hanson will then take you through the method, how to perform the effect, how to prepare for the effect, how to store the gaffs as well, how to get ready, how to ditch as well. Everything is well shot, the explanations are really clear. Everything is done in Mandarin, all right, for Sean's and Hanson's portion, but there are English subtitles, so there should be no problems for you guys out there to understand exactly what's going on. So let's talk a little bit about the quality of the props, all right, the gimmicks that come with your Impress set, okay? I think they are really high quality, they work really well, you know, they give really nice and clear kind of impressions on skin, all right? My only concern is that they are easy to lose, you know, so if you are going to be performing this regularly, you do need to kind of pay attention to how you transport your gaffs, and you do need to pay attention to where they go, all right, because they being really well made, really tiny, okay, they can quite easily get lost, you know, in amongst all your pockets and stuff. So do pay attention to where you place your gaffs. So I'm just going to give you guys a visual idea of how the impression looks like on skin. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp myself with the card force gimmick at this point in time. So you can see at this point in time, I hope that shows up on camera quite well. The 8 of diamonds that is you know, stamped on my hand. Okay, at the end of the routine as well, you know, everything can be handed out for examination. Okay, so once you have done the routine, you cap back your Sharpie and you can hand this out, you know, with no problems whatsoever. The spectators can check it until the cows come home. They won't find anything. On top of the card reveals, the other effect that I quite like is one where 2 rings actually join together on a spectator's palm. All right, so the effect is, you know, you stamp the spectator with 1 circle, all right, on their palm. You stamp yourself with 1 circle, all right. They close their hand, you close yours. At the end, your little impression, the circular impression, is seen to have vanished. When they open their hand this time, they will see 2 circles linked together. In fact, I'll show you what it looks like right now. Alright, so I've just stamped myself with the two circles version of the effect. Okay, so you can see this is what the reveal will look like. You know, when they open their hand, they will now see two rings that are like linked on their palm. Alright, so it's like kind of like a transference kind of effect where the circle on your hand jumps into theirs. So some general thoughts on Impress. I think it's quite a nice little effect, really tidy effect as well. Again, what I like about it is that you don't need fire, all right, to create this sort of a blister kind of an effect, right? Because previously, as I mentioned before, for these sorts of effects, you know, to make sense, you do need like a flame that is in play, which is kind of frowned upon these days. Also, I think it is quite a unique effect, you know, because an impression that is on their hand, you know, on their skin, changes into something else, all right? So that is something that I think is quite unique as an effect. Something else really convenient as well, you know, it is part of a Sharpie, you know, a regular Sharpie, and all of us carry Sharpies around, you know, so, well, you know, many of us like to kind of arm ourselves with as many effects as possible, right? So I think Impress can also form a part of your EDC, I suppose, all right? A very popular term these days, EDC, whereby you can also do one extra effect with your Sharpie. So this product is not, you know, without its kind of negatives, I suppose, you know, and again, the negatives that I see in this, it's not like a really bad kind of a negative. It's just that I think it will vary from performer to performer, all right? So based on my little experience, having tried this effect out a handful of times, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, for the most part, they play really well, you know, they play really strongly. However, I will say that I think I mean, spectators won't know or won't understand the method. Okay, they won't understand the method because you know, everything can be examined at the end of the performance, right? So they won't understand the method, but they will kind of figure out the moment when the work happened. So I've had comments, you know, as to like, oh, it must have been that moment when you did this, that you did that. Okay, I hope that made sense, all right? So I got that comment like on numerous occasions. So it's, to be fair, it's not too difficult, I think, to kind of reverse engineer and figure out the moment when the work happened. And because of that, I think, for me at least, all right, I think the strongest way, or rather the most, you know, deceptive way to perform Impress, for me, if I were to perform it, would be using the card reveals. Okay, because with the card reveals, you have an extra kind of layer for the spectator to get through, right? Because even if they kind of figure out when you did the work, they won't know exactly how, you know, the correct card is on you know, in the impression as well, right? So by using a playing card, that kind of adds another layer, and I think that makes it slightly more deceptive and offers you, you know, another layer of defense, okay, should, you know, they start to question, like, you know, when you did this and when you did that. But overall, you know, I think this is a really cute little effect, really fun to perform as well, really easy to perform, all right? It's not like terribly difficult. You will just need to learn some choreographies, you know, because, well, the Sharpie is regular, all right? It's just that you have to kind of ring in the gaff, all right? Perform with it, and then you also have to kind of ditch it as well before everything can be examined, okay? So there's a certain choreography you need to practice and get used to, but other than that, you know, the actual execution is really simple, really straightforward. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Hanson Chien, right, for really very kindly, really generously sending a copy of Impress over to me so that I can chat about it with you guys on this show. If you'd like to pick up a copy of Impress for yourselves, I will leave the link in the description box down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, press the like button as well. Hit the bell notification button so that you'll be notified every single time I upload a new video on YouTube. As always, guys, do take care of yourselves, have fun with your magic and your mentalism, and I will see you on a future episode of Nique Chats.